Welcome to the Princess and the Bee podcast, the place to be to build your empire as queen of your body, business, and life. I'm your host, Kimberly Spencer, founder of crownyourself.com, and I'm an award-winning coach, Amazon best-selling author, and multi-passionate entrepreneur. Each week, I give you the systems, strategies, and success stories to help you master your mindset, communicate with ease, and triple your productivity so you make the income and the impact you deserve. Imagine this podcast as your weekly spark of inspiration as you take it to the next level with all the bees of your life. Body, business, bank account, boys, and babies. Let's make it rain. Hello, my extraordinary Princess and the Beers. We are back for another episode. And as always, take a hot second of gratitude and thank yourself for listening to content that uplevels, inspires, challenges you. Because you know I love my challenging as an Enneagram 8 to rise into your highest and best. And today, I could not be more excited because I just got back from HPX. Brendan Burchard's massive event down in San Diego. I went with like 7 of my clients who all had so many breakthroughs. I cannot tell you how many times and what a freaking blessing it was to get told by so many people that I've helped transform their life. Like that I've like it's beyond me. I was crying with gratitude almost every single day, and I was exhausted too. So it could have been a little bit of exhaustion as well. But I just had such an extraordinary experience. And one of the biggest things that I was, again, so happy to see that was such a powerful experience back in October of last year was when I went to Influencer, which is Brendan's new event. It had he had Rachel Hollis, he had Trent Shelton, he had extraordinary guests, Tom Bilyeu on his stage. And there was one speaker, though, who knocked me out of my stilettos. And you know me, I am working these conferences in stilettos, just saying, when you see me, I am usually in heels, unless it's a Tony Robbins event, because Tony does go longer. At Business Mastery, I did wear flats 2 times, simply because we went from 9 to midnight. But to circle back, total tangent, by the way, but to circle back to Influencer, I was there at Influencer with my mastermind partners, and we were there, and there was an extra spot apparently that was to be filled. And Brendan had a woman who was sitting in the audience. She had come there as an attendee, and he had her come up and speak, and she blew me away. She is Jamie Kern-Lima, the founder of It Cosmetics, and holy moly. And by the way, the billion, I say that with a B, $1 billion It Cosmetics, which sold to L'Oreal. And she blew me away with her story of how many times she said no, her resiliency. I asked her that this past weekend to be on my podcast, and I also told her, I said, the greatest thing you could tell me would to be say no, because I cannot wait till the chance that I have you on this podcast, which is totally going to happen. But I have you on this podcast, and I get to tell the story of how many times I personally had to experience no from you or your people in order to get you on this show, because that is just the power of resiliency and the power of what you make a no mean, whatever it is to mean. And for me, a no means just not yet. And Jamie Kern-Lima, founder of $1 billion company in front of 2,000 to 3,000 people in this hotel conference center, is standing on stage sharing her story about taking It Cosmetics onto QVC. And she pauses in the middle of it, and she says and honors her friend, Leah Valencia Keys, in the middle of her presentation. Why? Because just that weekend, Leah got the yes from QVC that she was going to go on. And Leah has an extraordinary story that I was so blessed to meet her at HPX this past weekend and get to know her. She's extraordinary. She will be coming on this podcast as well. And it was the most profound standing ovation and that I have ever been a part of when Jamie did that from the stage. Because you think, a lot of people, when they have the opportunity to be on stage, and I've been to these conferences where in so many ways it's about them being on stage and like they're the expert, they're the person. But with Jamie and this experience, it so showed the true meaning of queens supporting queens, of women empowering women, and not in like just a lame hashtag way. I mean, that whole freaking room stood up, cheered on Leah, and cheered on Jamie because they both were lifting each other up. And that is what I felt this past weekend being there with 7 of my clients. And I'm already like getting a little emotional because it was this experience and I was there and I got to see not only this happen again with Jamie on stage, because she did it again, because literally Leah went on QVC just this past Monday. So this weekend she was at HPX and I got to meet her and chat with her and she's awesome. And then she was on QVC on Monday from homeless to in 150 million homes. Extraordinary woman. And it just showed me again the power of what happens when you cheer and champion each other on. So often, one of the top things I see with my struggling entrepreneurs when they first start with me is they feel alone. Because you've heard all the bullshit cliche shit that it is lonely at the top and all that nonsense. And I only say that it is nonsense because if you choose to choose a different way, if you choose for it to be freaking extraordinary at the top, meaning you are not only at the top of your game, but you're rising and cheering and championing on others to get onto their top of their game as well, that is standing up for your sister, my friends. That is standing up for those who are in the grind with you, and it is your choice to be alone in it. And what I saw from my clients is my favorite thing is whenever my clients go to HPX, and this is just for right now, but I always set them up on a group text message so that we can like meet, and sometimes we'll have lunches, or like this past weekend, I hosted the Crown's Council, my first mastermind retreat with some of my members who went to HPX. Other ones had to catch flights and whatnot, but they were there, and my favorite experience of the whole weekend was seeing my clients and my students championing each other through their breakthroughs. I would hear about the lunches that they would go on because I chose not to go to every lunch, just because I also needed a break and needed to experience my own breakthroughs. Like I tell all my clients who go to HPX, we are all students together, and then I support them when they need extra help as they're going through the breakthroughs, because it's a very empowering and transformative experience. And so it's really fun to be able to be there as their coach to help guide them through. At the same time, it's like sometimes I needed my own time to have my own lunch, and I wanted to see how they got on. And man, I kept on telling Spike all weekend, I said, oh my gosh, my phone is blowing up with the support that they are all giving each other. Like this desire I have to have cheerleaders and champions of abundance and warriors for possibility. I have that still blowing up my phone. And one of my clients said, you can always take yourself off the group text. And I was like, honestly, at this point, I don't want to, because I love seeing them continue to cheer each other on, continue to celebrate each other, continue to lift each other up beyond the 3 days of transformation. And I can tell you, one of the things that has grown my business fastest, and it's not some fancy marketing funnel. It's not some like highfalutin like Facebook ad, like fun funnel thing. It has been what I call Karmic Connections, where you put into practice that law of karma, not with expectation that it's going to come back, but you just put people in a room and you say, I'm opening the door, you guys go in and you take it from here. And I introduce people to other people when I feel like, oh, this person has a story that you could use for your podcast, or this person could be a great expert for your summit, or this person could be awesome for your stage. And that is what has honestly grown my business the fastest, is what I call Karmic Connections, and which is basically just standing up for your sisters, standing up for your brothers, standing up for the people who are going through stuff. I mean, I was just on a podcast interview a few weeks ago with a man who, he and his wife had gone through 5 miscarriages. And because I worked in the health and wellness industry for a while, and because I'm very into holistic health, and I did a ton of research beforehand because I thought I would have trouble getting pregnant with my past history of my own abuse to my body and bulimia and all that I have a ton of resources in that space to help holistically with couples and infertility. And I was able to put him in touch with these people because it wasn't of any intention of my own, but it was just out of pure love and a pure desire to serve and a pure desire to see other people thrive in their own success. And let me tell you, a lot of times, and it's easy when you're in the thick of it, when you're struggling, when you're you're going through, like you're on the struggle bus and you're like, man, this is hard. It's easy when you're in that space to think, oh my God, I'm seeing my friends, my colleagues, these other people that I started with having more success than me. And I challenge you now to cheer them on like crazy. I do not care how much more or less success they are having than you. Cheer them on because of the law of attraction. It just means that it's closer to you. It just means that it's more possible for you. I have a thing that I say to myself almost every day when I see someone have a success, any success, whether that's a fantastic 25th anniversary, or it's a success like they just got on QVC, or a success like they just hit their first 10K months. I've hit multiple 10K months. I've hit more than 10K months. And yet, because I see people have that success, I still cheer it on in myself. And I say this little simple phrase of I can too. I can too. Adopt it. Because when you see somebody else cheering each other on, I can too. When you see somebody else having a success that you would love to have, or hitting their 50K month that you would love to hit, or hitting their 10K month, or getting, whatever success it is, I can too. This was one of the pinnacle things that changed my business in 2019. I was in a workshop and I was being honored and acknowledged along with 100 other women for the achievements that we had back in 2018. And there were some women who had achieved way more than I have financially. And there were some that have achieved, way less than I have financially. And yet with every single accomplishment and celebration, I was writing it ferociously in my journal. I can too do whatever it was that they accomplished. I can do that too. I can do that too. And I challenge you that whenever you see someone else having a success, cheer on their success harder than your own. Because what you're doing is you are training your brain to recognize the success and the fulfillment. You are training your brain to also find your cheerleaders and your champions and the people who will be supporting you and lifting each other up. Celebrate your sisters, celebrate your brothers, celebrate them for having the success that they are having. Because that is the true measure of a queen, of a true queen and a true king, is when you are down, have the ability to celebrate and continue to lift people up. because you know that it can be your success too. You can have it too. You can be it too. You can get up on that stage too. You can have Jamie Kern-Lima on your podcast too. I'm still working on it. I look forward to you having her on your podcast too, because she's extraordinary. And same with Leah and same with everyone, because the thing is that cheer on your other people's success. See how you can add value to someone else's life beyond your own. And I guarantee you it will lift everyone else up. So stand up for your sister. Stand up for your fellow queens. Champion them when you have a stage and a platform and a mission. Champion them. Celebrate them in your Instagrams. It doesn't matter how big or how small your following or your stage or your podcast or your show or your platform is. If you want more influence, make them the hero of the story, not yourself. This is why servant leadership is such a powerful, in fact, it's one of our core driving values at Crown Yourself. Being the humble leader who stands up there, celebrates, champions, challenges when needed, lovingly, and cheerleads on other people in their success in whatever area they are in their life, in whether they are further ahead than you or they're not. They're still trying to catch up or they're way behind. Wherever they are, cheer them on and meet them where they're at. Stand up, celebrate your sister, celebrate your brother. And so I'm going to challenge you today, as I always do, lovingly, of course, to send and connect 3 Karmic Connection emails or Facebook messages or Instagram connections. And what this is it's basically, here's how my Karmic Connection emails go. Hey, you, awesome number person number 1. And hey, you, awesome person number 2. I am so excited to make these introductions. Person number 1, here are all the amazing, extraordinary things about person number 2 that I think would be perfect for your podcast, your show, your summit, your stage, your platform, your whatever. Person number 2, here are all the awesome things about person number 1 that could be perfect for your stage, your products, your programs, your services, your show, your platform, your people. I think that you guys would be a powerful connection to have. I'll let you 2 kings or I'll let you 2 queens take it from here. That's it. Super simple, super effective. Even if you don't have a stage of 2,000 people to be able to do that for, you have the opportunity to do that one-on-one every day. And every day, grow each other just a little bit more. Let's spread that abundance beyond ourselves. And I guarantee you, because of the law of karma and the law of attraction, it will come back. It will always come back. It may not come back from that person. So you cannot do this with the expectation that, oh, I connected you with so-and-so, so that means you should connect me with so-and-so. No. Wrong mentality, wrong energy, wrong thought process behind it. Do this with a humble servant's heart, with the heart to serve and connect awesome person number 1 with awesome person number 2, because odds are they don't know each other yet. And wouldn't it be awesome if awesome plus awesome created exponential awesomeness? And if women supported women, created exponential support for women. And if queens support queens or kings support kings, would create exponential support, or kings support queens and queens support kings. I mean, it doesn't matter the gender. What matters is that you connect awesome person number 1 with awesome person number 2, because you don't have to have a platform of 2,000 people staring at you to celebrate somebody. You can celebrate, acknowledge, and respect somebody and for all the work that they're doing to work on their projects and programs and businesses and ideas and dreams. with awesome person number 2 who may have an answer or an opportunity or a space or a platform that could serve both of them. So, if you love this episode and you are totally committed to making some karmic connections on a daily basis, like I kid you not, this is one of my KPIs for my business every single day, is to make at least 2 to 3 karmic connections per day. It is one of my KPIs. So if you love this episode and you are committed to making this one of your KPIs for your business, please take a screenshot of this episode, post it in your Insta stories, and declare that you are committed to making 2 to 3 karmic connections every single day between 2 humans, where you, without the expectation that these 2 humans have to repay it to you, but with the expectation that the universe is totally going to repay your generosity of spirit and the fact that you showed up as a servant leader. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to see your screenshots of this episode in my Insta stories, and I cannot wait to hear from you in the DMs. Thank you so much, and I look forward to next time. As always, own your throne, mind your business, because your reign is now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If what you heard resonated with you, be sure to subscribe and share your breakthroughs and ahas with me by leaving a review on iTunes so I can keep the magic flowing your way. And if you aren't already following us on social media, come experience the extra inspiration and queenly convos on Instagram at Crown Yourself Now, or visit our website at crownyourself.com. I am so excited to connect with you in the next episode. And in the meantime, go out there and create a body, business, and life that rules.